Hey everybody, it's me, Gia, coming to you again in hopes to provide you with some information that will help you with getting your Delaware real estate license if that's something that you've been thinking about. So I like to just offer some information that will maybe help you with any questions that you may have, or just to give you an idea of what to expect. So my experience, I believe, was a great experience. If you saw my previous video, you know that I took my real estate class at Omega Real Estate School. That's located in, they were in Bear, but they're now in Newark at the Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Fox and Rose Realtors location, which I am now back with Berkshire Hathaway, and I'll have a whole nother video about that to talk about that for our new agents. And as a matter of fact, I'll probably do it right after this video so it could be fresh and on my mind. So hopefully it'll help some new agents out there. So, but if you are thinking about getting your Delaware real estate license, I just like to just give you some information. So again, I got my license at Omega Real Estate School. It took us about 2.5 months. You figure it was from August the 12th till about October the 8th. And we had about 30 people, 25, 30 people that graduated. I think that the classes were very helpful. The instructors were very helpful. They were able to answer our questions. I believe they were able to answer the questions that I had. I don't know about everybody else because other people have said that they didn't get the answers, their questions answered. They said that there were questions on the test that they didn't know about. So, but there was no questions on the boards that I didn't know or never saw before. And I'm going to help you so that you can say the same thing. Okay. So it was about $500 and something, if I'm not mistaken. And 150 of that was for your registration fee. And then the rest of it was for the tuition and for your books. So for your books, you're going to get like 3 books. You're going to get the Modern Real Estate Practice book, which is this book right here. And then you're also going to get this Master in Real Estate Math. You're going to get this book. Okay. And then you're also going to get the Delaware Real Estate Law book. Right here. Oops. Right there. Okay. So each class was, I'm going to say each class was about 2 weeks apiece, about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks apiece. And I went to the evening class. So we went from 6:30 to 9:30. Yeah, because it was like 3 hours. But they normally let us out like around 9:50. Actually, 9 o'clock we kind of normally got out. So we didn't have to do the whole 6 hours. Did I say 6 hours for the whole 3 hours? But they do have an accelerated class that they do during the daytime, and I think it's only like a week or 2 weeks. Like, whew, that is really strong. So, but that's what I did. I did the evening class. And so, first things first. So the first course or subject that we took was the Modern Real Estate Practice. This is your basic this is for your national exam, really. This and the math, they both cover the national portion of the exam. And we did basically, with this book, we did most of the chapters, but I think we didn't go over maybe like 4 or 5 of them. But we did go over them again under the Delaware law course. We had to go back in this book and learn some things from it. So this book has, each chapter has questions in the back that you can, which I go over. It has unit quizzes. So each chapter has a unit quiz. And then it also has the answers in the very back of the book. So you will be able to go check your answers and so forth to see if you did answer it right, and if not, you'll be able to go back, because that's a really good study. That is a really good study tool to do, is to go over questions. Don't look at the answer key. Go back, check your answers, and then if they're right, they're right. If they're wrong, go test yourself again. Like, don't just look at the question and go right to the answer. Just take it as if you're taking the simulated test. Not simulated test, that you're taking a test. That's also something I would suggest, is to get CompuCram. So I gotta remember to say that towards the end, okay? So this is the Modern Practice book. This is your baby right here. Mostly everything is in here that you're gonna need for your national exam, okay? So the next item that we did was, the next subject that we did was our math. If you're not good at math, I'm telling you, you're gonna have to buckle down. You're going to have to really focus, and you're gonna have to really be determined to get through it, because if you're not good at math like me, you may have some issues. It's your basic multiplication, division, but some have a lot of steps to it, and it's just I nearly cried a couple nights, because like I was just like, my God, like I have to get this, like I have to get this. So instead of me going to sleep and like, okay, well, let me just go to sleep and start over, I was like, no, like I have to get this now. So I would just keep on doing my problems over and over again. Like I would go to the review section of it after each, I think it's after each chapter. After each chapter, they give you like some review questions again. Yeah, so additional practice. So for example, this is what it'll look like. So that was just the first chapter too, and it looks pretty easy, but it starts to get in there. With Omega Real Estate, they will test you out on the first day. They will test you out to see if you can pass the math. If you pass the math portion that first time, you do not have to take the math course. You test it out. Like, so on the very first day, they're going to give you a test at the very end of the, I guess, orientation, or the first day. They're going to give you a test, and they're going to see if you're able to pass that test. I think you got to get like a, I don't know, I think it's like a 75, something like that. With Omega, you have to get that, and if you pass it, then you don't have to take the course at all. You don't have to take that, but you do have to take the tests, like the actual state boards. There are like, I had like 5 math questions on mine. I don't know about anybody else's, but I had 5 math questions on mine, and through the grace of God, I was getting them. I was like, oh my God, I came up with the answer again. But I'm gonna tell you, that circle method, the circle method helps a lot, and I think that's the basic thing that you just need to know. And once you get in class, you'll understand what the circle formulas or the circle methods are. But what it is it deals with your part, which is on the top, your total, and your rate. So you'll see that this is gonna be like a basic formula for you to use throughout the math course to help you get to the answer that they're asking for. So that's that. I think, like I said, I think the math was pretty hard, but if you dedicate yourself and you focus, you can get through it. Believe me, if I can, you can. Okay? It'll tell you about how to do your commissions, how to do tax rates, how to do PMIs. Like, they tell you everything. How to compound interest. What else? Measurements. Like, if you were to do a measurement for like a floor, and you have to put a subfloor in, and you need to know how much material, how many material, like how much material you need. You know, you calculate all of that up, and they have practice. As you can see, I was going to town. because I was not playing. Like, I was literally trying to go over everything and memorize these formulas. So I would write everything down. Like, if I could, I would just write everything down and really try to focus on understanding what, like, understanding what is asking me, and just trying to remember that particular formula to get to the answer. So it was challenging, but where there's a will, there is a way. Okay, and the way was to study, to have nothing but positive thoughts, to go in saying that I'm going to pass this, to keep studying, because faith without works is dead. So you can't have faith in something and not work towards it, okay? So that's that. And I said this video was going to be short, and I can't even tell how many minutes that is. So I'll try to speed it up a little bit, so because I don't want to be too boring. You know, I want to keep you guys informed and not bored. Okay, so the next thing, stay on my table. So the next thing we did was the law portion. So you're going to get this book. As you can see, I put a little hurting on it, but you're going to get this Delaware Real Estate Law Pre-Licensing Course Supplement. This, I think this came from Omega Real Estate School, but they did a great job because they gave you like all the laws that are on the Division of Professional Regulations website under real estate agent. You see, these are, it gave you like so much in here. You got landlord tenant, you have all of your laws, you have your deeds, you have a lot here. So, you know, your radon testing and disclosure. So it's a lot here. They even give you a copy of the agreement of sale. You can see that. They even show you that. You can go over that. So it's a lot in this book. It's a lot in this book, and I really think that our teacher was really great, Mr. Brancotti. I think that this, along with this, really, no, that's not what I want to say. What I want to say is we had these two books together. So we would do most of the items in this book, and then we would go here and do a couple chapters. And I can't remember what those chapters were. I do have an outline, but it's upstairs, and you guys don't need me to do all that. So I'm almost done. So the next thing that I want to tell you about, oh, and I also bought this for $30, the Delaware Exam Study Guide. This study guide has 199 questions in it. As you see, 199 questions, and the answers are in here. I'll try to get it for you. So here are the questions, 199 questions, and these begin the answers. As you can see, it goes up to 199. And those are all the answers. I truly believe that going over this over and over again, in addition to the outline, which I'm going to show you, really helped me pass the state portion of it. If you go to Omega Real Estate, make sure you get this book. Like I said, it's $30. It has every question, I think, that's pretty general for your state law portion. And I think it was extremely helpful. So make sure that you get this book, or if you don't go to Omega, maybe you can see if your school offers it, and, you know, see if they can, you know, provide that for you. But this helped me a whole lot. So these are the 3 books. So once again, you'll get the Modern Real Estate Practice book. Okay. And then you'll get the Mastering Real Estate Math book. Okay. And then you'll get the Delaware Real Estate Law Pre-Licensing book. Okay. And like I said, I bought the $30 Delaware Exam Study Guide, which is very helpful. Now, On our first day of class, we got a packet like this from Pearson VUE. Pearson VUE is who is going to administer your test, okay? So I took my test on McKee Street. I'll talk about that in a minute. So I took my test at McKee Street, and how I prepared for it is not exactly everything that I learned in school, but I prepared for it through this outline right here. So this is the reference, I guess, book that we got to prepare us for the test. So you'll see a table of content, and then it tells you about like scheduling. It tells you about like how to schedule. It'll tell you about the exam fees, if you cancel, how to reschedule, what to bring with you, and like the test centers. They want you to always remember these calculations, 43,560. You're going to know that number, 43,560. That is the how many square feet is in an acre, and then there are 5,280 feet in a mile. So you want to know those numbers because it's like a basic number to know to figure out some other things for the math portion. But what they also give you is in the back, they give you this outline. This is my savior. This general outline, general content outline, and the real estate content outline, the real estate state portion. And what you want to do, you want to go through, pay attention. Now this is very important because this is how we passed our test. A couple of our classmates, we got on the phone with each other and we started to dialect, we started to share information, we started to just vibe and get that energy going so that we could retain this information that we were getting because we went through class. And now we're dealing with how to pass the actual exam. So that's what we're going through now. So right now, you'll see all those check marks. Those check marks is telling me that I know every last single one of those terms. You must know every last single one of these terms. Okay? You need to know. If you don't know, highlight it or whatever and just make sure that you go back to your sales book and you find out what that is. You can Google, you can go on the division website, whatever you need to do to find out exactly what that term means. It's very important because your test is going to be your exam is going to be simulated, which means it's going to be through a computer, and you are going to have 4 questions. 2 of them are going to be obvious, not the answer, and then you're going to have 2 that are going to be very, very close to the answer and the answer. So you want to make sure that you understand what these terms are so that when you go to, if you don't know what's going on, you can make a pretty good educated guess. So that's what we did. We just went through each portion. We just went through each of the terms and made sure that we knew each and every last single one. Okay? And also for your state, same thing. They give you an outline right here, and as you can see, it's not that much. You have property area calculation. Okay, sorry, this is for the math portion, sorry. So they give you an outline for the math right there. That's all you need to know. So whatever they have here, this is what you need to know. You'll see some items I don't have checked off because I just didn't check them off. But I definitely looked it over. And I'm bending so you can't see me. So yes, each one. So now the next is the state portion, okay? Once again, this is only 1 page, so that's good. Every last single one. Make sure you know it. Okay? Make sure you put the, reference pages, outline, highlight, whatever you need to do for your study technique, that's what you need to do, okay? As you can see, I didn't know this one, so I had to find out what that was. And as you can see, there's a check mark next to it there, which means I found out what that was. So I felt pretty good about that. So go over your outline. I don't know. Let me fix this. I'm sorry. I don't know how much to express that you have to go through your outline, because your outline is narrowing down what you need to study for, because it's a lot of information. And that's what some of the classmates were saying. It was like, oh my God, it's so much information. Like, I don't know where to begin. I don't know, like, it's so much. And when we realized that we can go through this outline, it was like, hallelujah, thank you, Lord. So I hope that this information helped you out. Once again, I think, let me see, it costs about $100 and, I want to say like $100 and something. I can't remember, like $145 maybe for your license. And I believe, yeah, that's it. It was like $145. And again, I took my test one time and I was done one time. If you guys saw my live video, you know I talked about that. I was extremely nervous. So make sure that you are, you get good night's rest, you get some sleep. Make sure that you're, I think that going over the information over and over, you have to feel confident. You have to go in there like, listen, I did all of this studying. I stayed up all these nights. Like, there's no way in the world that I can't pass this. Now, if you're someone that works, you come home and you're like, well, I'm tired. I don't feel like studying. That's what's going to reflect in your results. I'm just being honest with you. That is what's going to reflect. You're going to see that you didn't pass because you didn't take that time to yeah, I'm trying to get this, like, give you, I don't know, I'm trying to make so I can see, like, you can see me. I got this hat on because it was so nice out today, such a beautiful day, and I just wanted to hurry up and get outside, and I was just like, I'm just gonna throw a hat on. So that's why I got this hat on. And it was raining just a little bit, but that's not why I got it on, because I just wanted to hurry up. I didn't feel like doing my hair, and I'm like, let me just throw this hat on real quick. But I'm hoping that this helped you out. I went on YouTube to try to see if I can get anybody to help me, and there was nobody. Like, there was nobody to literally help me in searching for my Delaware license. I didn't see any videos. I didn't see anything. And I said, well, once I get past this and I, succeed in getting my real estate license, I'm going to go out and help the next person. And hopefully this information will help them and just give them an idea of what to expect when they are getting their license. I'm trying to make sure that I'm not missing anything. I went to class every day. I missed maybe one day, which I didn't want to miss, but I did. And that day is the day that they gave us the review sheet. That was during math, because you know why? Because I was home studying. That's what I was doing, because I was so nervous about it. It was a Friday, and we were taking our test that Monday. And I'm just like, well, listen, I'm just not going to go in. If you guys get some, like a review or something, please give it to me. So one of my girls, shout out to Janet Wilkerson down there at Acre Mortgage, she sent it over to me, and I used that review to pass my math test. And let me tell you, I was so happy. I passed with an 85, which I was shocked, because I was so nervous. Like, oh my God, I've never been that nervous before taking my test. But taking my state boards, I definitely was like extremely nervous, to the point where I was like, oh my God, like, this is just too much. I can't do this. This is this is too much. But I got through it, and I passed, and everything is great right now. I'm just really training. Again, I told you I'm at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach. I did transfer over to Realty Mark, which, I don't have any gripes with Realty Mark, but as a new agent, you want to be somewhere where you can get the support. And I did go over there with the notion that I was going to get the support from a specific team. And when I saw things weren't happening, I just hurry up and went back to Berkshire because they started off training. I'm under a good mentor, great mentor, Gary Williams still, which I'm so glad that he took me back. Thank you, Gary. As a new agent, you are going to feel that. And I'm not the only person. There is, as a matter of fact, it's a couple of them that checked out a few real estate agencies and they just weren't happy with the fees or weren't happy with the mentorship or whatever the case is. So you may dip and dive a little bit. You may, but the main thing is, honestly, is to do your research. I didn't do that, honestly. I just didn't do it. I didn't do it until afterwards. So I do regret that I should have did my research beforehand, that I wouldn't be jumping from brokerage to brokerage, but I'm not actually jumping. I signed up to Berkshire for the first time. I transferred over to Realty Mark, and I was only there for like 3 weeks, and I transferred right back. So, and they were happy. Berkshire was happy to take me back. So I don't want to keep rambling. I just want to again be of help. I want to make sure that I can reach anybody that I possibly can, and that's about it. So that's my Delaware real estate experience, getting my license. And I pray that you all decide to get your license also. I think that's a wonderful thing to be able to help someone out with one of the biggest purchases of their life. For most of them, it would probably be one of the biggest purchases of their life. So for you to be a part of that, especially in introducing them and finding them their dream home, or helping someone who say they just lost their significant other and now they have to move, and you take on all of that responsibility so that person will have time to grieve and mourn and not have to worry about all the extra stuff that comes along with buying a house or selling a house. I'm privileged to be in that position to be able to help. People have helped me. When we bought our house, we didn't have the help. But I understand now that if you are getting a new home, believe me, guys, if you are trying to buy your new home, you need a real estate agent. Don't go in there blindly and think that you can go in and just do. I'm telling you, you need an agent. You need an agent. You need an agent. I am first to tell you, not because I'm an agent, but because I went through the process of building this home without an agent. And we're still paying for it. So it's better, but we're still paying for it. I'll say that. It's a big mistake that I definitely learned my lesson from. And when we build our custom home, which hopefully within the next 5 years we will do, I'm going to do everything different. Everything's going to be done differently, and I'm going to make sure that I research everything. I'm going to make sure that I know exactly what's going on so that I don't trust anybody but myself and my husband, because we're the ones that's going to be putting out that money. Yep. So, okay, guys. So, once again, don't forget, study your outline. Study your outline. This is your ticket. This is your ticket to you getting past your state boards. You have to study this outline. You have to dedicate at least 3 hours a day minimum. 3 hours a day. If you can do 3 hours per day and dedicate it to studying, you will pass your class, and you will definitely pass your state boards. If you want some practice in simulating testing, definitely get with CompuCram. CompuCram, CompuCram, I believe. CompuCram, great tool. You go over it and over it. You start at red and you end up at green. You can start doing the whole 80 question simulated test, because your national is going to consist of like 100 questions, I believe. Your national is about 80 questions. And they give you maybe about 5 just to, like, what do they call it? The just like an assess like a performance, like a statistics on performance or whatever. So they'll throw like five pre-test questions in there, and you have to answer all of your questions. Do not leave anything blank. And when you're taking your test, review. If you know it for sure, okay, fine, go ahead, hit it, and keep on going. But if you're really not sure, if you think it is but you're really not sure, I'm telling you, when you're taking your state boards, you need to hit review at the top and go to the next question, because what's going to happen is that question is going to come back to you once again. If you don't hit review, it's going to mark it as you've already answered the question, and you will not get another opportunity to answer it, okay? So you want to make sure that you push review for each of your questions, so that you'll have a chance to go over it. And Lord knows, I went over and over and over mine until it got down to the wire, and I said, okay, I went over it, I think I got it, and that's it. So that's how I did mine. And that's it, guys. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope it wasn't too long. You know, I am new at this, so this is not going to be a perfect video. I don't have a perfect, I'm using my iPad. You know, I'm just trying to do what I need to do to get the information out to you. That's all I want to do, is just get the information out to you in hopes that it can reach you guys and be of assistance to you. Okay, so, well, as usual, if you have any questions or anything, just send me a message. I don't know about these comments. I haven't looked at none of that stuff yet. So if you're able to leave a comment, just go ahead if you can, and I'll just, if you want to leave a question in the comments, just go ahead, do that. Make sure you subscribe also, because then you can get, it'll help me out, and the notification stuff, you know, I can send that out to you when a new video comes out if you go ahead and do that. So, okay. All right, guys, you know, I'm not into all the formal stuff. So many, many, many blessings to you. Keep on pushing. Let's get that Mamba mentality. Peace out to my boy Kobe and his daughter and all those others. Our hearts are still grieving over it. Our house is completely gray. Knowing this, we got our 24 jersey outside on our door. Whatever we do, we do it. And we just want to commemorate Kobe. We love you. You know, you don't know us from a can of spray paint, but we know you. We know you from the basketball aspect of it, and we are grateful. I'm grateful that I turned over, because I was a Sixers fan that year that Kobe and them beat Allen Iverson. I was just pissed, like, man, this boy, he get on my nerves. But that night he dropped that 81 points. I was like out of it, but my husband kept on nudging me like, babe, look, yo, he is about to do something like spectacular, like I'm telling you. And I'm like, nah. But that was my turning point. That was my turning point, and I fell in love with Kobe Bean Bryant from Lower Marion High School. So many blessings. If you understand life and the afterlife, you feel good, you feel better about things. But you know, rest in peace. We're still completely in shock. We feel like we literally lost a family member. Like I literally cry. There's some family members that I haven't even cried for, you know, because I feel like, you know, I love them, but okay, you know, I love them, but this here really, it really did something to us. It was a shock, and I just hope everyone is loving their families and trying to spend as much time with them as you can. That's what I'm saying. Get into real estate, because I'm telling you, you get to that point where you're racking in, you will have the time to spend with your family. You will not be spending all these hours, 120 hours a week, making $200 a week. Like, that won't happen. What you put into something is what you're going to get out of it. And real estate is a really lucrative business. I know I'm just starting, but I am around people that have been doing it, and I am definitely going to get to where they are and past them. So you guys keep up the great work. Just keep on pursuing, keep on dreaming big. I'm talking about big where you're like, oh my God, this is really ridiculous that I'm even thinking about this, that I'm even asking for this from the Most High or from the universe. But I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to believe that that's who I am, and I'm going to believe that's what I'm doing. and let's just see what happens. So, okay, guys, many blessings. Love you. Peace.